Hey everyone, I'm Scott Stokely and I'm here with
Brittany Jordahl?
Brittany Jordahl, and she is a professional disc athlete, kind of, because is it okay to say you're not the star of your show?
Not at all.
No.
It's all about the dogs.
So she is a professional dog competitor. And I'm gonna give you a real quick history on Frisbee dogs, and then we're gonna talk about what Frisbee dog competitions are like, how you can get involved, and of course, we're gonna have some amazing demonstrations of a couple of the events. So if you want to fast forward past me talking, do that, but don't click off and subscribe and all that stuff. Basically, dog frisbees came about in the 70s, and the big reason dog frisbees became something was because that's when all the frisbee athletes out there were doing these cool, amazing things with frisbees, and they wanted people to watch them. And then when they hung up a poster that said, "Hey, professional frisbee players coming to park in your town," they realized that not a lot of people showed up. However, if they had one little blurb that said, including Frisbee dogs, and they would have a picture of Ashley Whippet, the most famous Frisbee dog ever, and all of a sudden, crowds showed up. And yes, some of those people might have left after the dogs were done, but a whole bunch of them stuck around and were like, hey, Frisbee's really cool. So in a sense, you can almost say that Frisbee dogs were a huge catalyst to the growth of the sport because it put eyes on our sport. Everyone loves watching the Frisbee dogs. And so the Frisbee dog the competitions are still out there. So what is the current state of the Frisbee dog competitions?
I would
Oh wait,
say,
oh my God, we didn't introduce your dog.
this is Spice. She's sitting here being a little camera shy. I'll grab her for you.
Yeah, come here.
Spice.
What, this is Spice.
Is my 2-year-old border whippet. I imported her from the Czech Republic out of desperation to get a border whippet for me, and she just kind of landed in my house. So she's really the star of my show, at least. Disc dog right now, I would say, is pretty popular. I'm considered a newer player still. I've been doing it for about 10 years. And freestyle is all around the world. We just had a world championship here in Colorado last year, and we had players from Japan playing, California, all over the states. Some of the original people who started playing disc back in the 70s are still involved and judging and doing all sorts of stuff. So to me, I think it's a growing sport. We're all trying to continue its growth and everything like that. So
what is the size of the organization globally?
I would say probably a few thousand. It depends on what the format is. There's two that are seemingly bigger than the others. One year I was playing a toss and catch league, and I believe there were over 4,500 competitors that played worldwide all on the same day. So I mean, we're out there. There's a lot of us that exist. Spice is trying to take the camera down. But yeah, it's pretty big.
No, that is cool. And I think probably the big thing, I would guess, if I'm not being presumptuous, maybe the biggest message of the competition is you don't have to compete in order to introduce this hobby to your dog. That's good for them, it's good for the bond, it's good for their fun.
Yeah.
It tires them out, so they let you sleep, right?
Well, we try very hard to make sure that we are appropriate for their physical ability. You don't want to do this with a young dog. This will be Spice's first year doing freestyle, and she's already 2. So making sure that we're keeping the dogs as safe as possible, that your throws are really controlled and safe so that they're landing safely. All of those things are just as important as the bond that you have with your dog. But any dog can do it, and everybody is welcome to come play. If you want to do it, and you want to do it so that you're keeping your dog safe, we are always out there willing to help. You probably see us out in the parks randomly playing, and people approach us all the time and ask us questions, and we're super happy to help and answer those questions.
That was so cool. I know you say you're a beginner, but I mean, that's really, really neat stuff. And I think people are going to love that. Where can people go watch like the highest level of dog freestyle competition?
So there's really 4 different formats that all have world championships. So Ashley Whippet has their world championships in Chicago every year in September. That's going to be the place in America that's going to have some of the biggest ones. USDDN has theirs in October, usually in Missouri. But those world championships are the ones that are going to have people from all over the world coming together, all competing, trying to do their best. Just remarkable players that can do some amazing things.
You are one of the top handful of female long distance competitors, meaning how far can you throw the disc, and the dog catches it and you measure the distance, and the dog starts next to you before you release it, and you wanted to get some insight onto throwing farther. So first I want to see what are I call them Frisbees. It's not a Whammo branded.
No.
What is it? Who makes them?
So the ones that I like are from Hero Disc, which is just a nice lightweight, very soft sort of disc.
What does the shape of it look like?
They're the same as a fastback shaped disc, which is regulations for my favorite format, the quadruped. These are the lighter weights. There's a max weight of 110 grams.
Okay.
And so they all have to be that or lighter.
And where do you buy them?
I buy these from Hero Disc USA.
Oh, you buy it directly from the site.
Yeah.
Long distance means you're going to throw the disc, and the dog must be within how much distance of you?
It's a free start, so we can send the dog. Sometimes people have a holder for the dog. Sometimes they start behind, sometimes they go around. As long as the dog is moving forward, it counts. You can't reset unless they're back within 30 yards of you.
What's the trick to throwing angles? What are you trying to do?
For this really lightweight, rounded edge disc, you have to have as much hyzer on it as you can get. So you need a ton of hyzer to match that arm speed. And so it's trying to get, if you can get a nice beautiful S curve and it kind of hyzers out kind of flat to the left, you've got a really prime throw for that.
All right, so let's go ahead and get a couple throws in. Yes.
You're so good.
How far was that, do you think?
Maybe mid-60s,
That was mid-60s?
maybe.
All right, think we could get one in like over 70?
I can try.
I believe.
Okay, I'm glad somebody does. Sorry, baby. You're so good. What is it?
That's amazing. All right, you said I can give him a try?
Yeah.
Give her a try? All right, cool.
I'm gonna let her go,
All right.
and you're just gonna call her name, show her the disc, and give her like a little 20-yard throw. We'll check and see, make sure she can track it, and then she should bring it back to you. Show her the other disc, ask for a sit, and then when you're ready, tell her around, and throw the disc. You want to try to keep it out in front of her so that she can track it the whole time.
So it's in front of her the whole time?
Yep,
Okay,
that's what you're looking for.
There
Okay,
you go, ready?
here she comes.
Here
Nice.
she goes. Ready, slice, red slice. All right, good girl, good girl. All right, drop.
Show her the other disc.
Oh, here you go.
Drop.
Oh, no, she brought it
Call
back
her.
to you. Spice. Around. Nope. Oh, okay. Spice. Around. Around.
There you go.
Oh, that's way too low. I'm so sorry. That was no good. That was all my fault. All right.
It's hard.
We can do it again.
Yeah.
All right.
She probably has like one or two more in her.
Okay. All right, here we go. We're gonna get this. This is dog spit. I feel like Lucy. Around. That's possible. That is so far. Oh God, it was so good. You got one more?
Yeah.
All right, this is gonna be the one. The final throw. No pressure.
Here, babe.
All right.
Good girl.
All right.
She's ready.
Go around. Got it. That one's perfect. Oh, I lied. It wasn't perfect. That was super fun. I got one catch in there. It wasn't as far as yours, but or I could not show that part of the video and just tell everybody I threw farther. I think I'll probably go with
You
that.
threw farther than me in all the practice rounds, so you're good.
We talked about a number of things, and I think they helped.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what happens. We have our first competition coming up in June. So it'll be exciting to see what we did. My friend just set a new world record out in the quad, so kind of put the heat on me to try to up my game a little bit too. So
yeah, 94 yards. I'm an old school Frisbee player. You all know this. But the things we worked on were not necessarily disc golf techniques. And I don't even want to share them because those get clipped and shared, and then next thing you know, I'm giving bad advice for disc golf. What are the tips to start training your Frisbee dog?
So what kind of discs are best for dogs?
It's really something that it depends on your dog. You got to play with what's right for the dog that you're playing with. So my preference of company personally is Hero Disc.
Okay.
They're a soft disc. I like Airs or the taffy plastic because it's soft. You really have to be careful that it has a rounded edge so that it doesn't come in like a disc golf on a dog would be really dangerous for their mouth, for their teeth.
Sure.
Please don't throw a golf disc to your dog.
For multiple reasons. How about
Please,
that?
yeah.
Well, the other thing is I've seen people that they do that, which is effectively training their dog to go after golf discs, which is also bad.
Right.
So just don't do it.
Just don't do
Simple.
it. Not a good idea. But like Tenzing, my border collie, he has eye issues. And I have found that for him, a different company called Hyperflight, they make a non-reflective disc, and he seems to be much better at catching those. So even though I don't prefer to throw those discs, he has told me very clearly that's the disc he wants to catch. So,
Well, and he's a freestyle dog. Wait, do you want to say hi? Here.
Izzy, he just wants me to throw. He's sick of waiting.
Okay, yes. So there's...
Now that you have your dog discs, how do you start teaching your dog to be a Frisbee dog?
Yeah, you want to start with building their prey drive. Most dogs have an innate desire to chase stuff, and so you just want to incorporate that into plastic. And so Z's pretty experienced at this, he's going to get it right away, but you want to do anything that gets them to follow it. So get it, and you let them catch it, and then you go different directions, and then, hey, yeah, good boy. And get them to do small little things just to get the disc in tuck. Eventually, and for younger dogs you don't want to throw, there have growth plates that are closing. You have to be really careful. So you do something called a roller. I personally have a weird shape of a roller, but you want to have the edge of the disc on the ground so it stays on the ground. I do it like this. Some people do it like this, but your point is to just get it down the field. Go. And then get them to bring it back. I always like to trade for a tug to reward the fact that they bring it back. And you just keep doing that for a while. You can start building smaller throws. That's his eyes causing him problems. Drop. Always teaching them a nice solid drop is helpful. Look. Yeah, comesy. Good boy. And you can build that up to the point where they have an around. It's just helpful to keep the disc in front of the dog so they can track it better. Is he ready? Around? Go. Watch. Whoop. Good boy, Z, come. So those are kind of the first steps of getting your dog to just track, play, and want to catch a disc.
Now, I just had one more question because I think you left out the most important part. How do you punish the dog when the dog doesn't catch?
No! You never punish a dog. I believe very strictly in positive reinforcement training.
No
and it
timeouts?
can work really well. Timeout doesn't need to happen.
I'm just kidding.
Just a nice reset. It's a game. It should be fun.
Okay, I know. I was just trying to. I was trying to upset you.
You definitely got the reaction.
I did. That's what I was looking for. Yep. Hey, thank you so much. This is such a big part of. I mean, everyone out there that disc golfs. Like, I can't stress this enough. The early days of Frisbee dogs played a part in the evolution of disc sports and the growth of our sport to the point we are today. All the other disc sports out there, literally every one of them, is part of why disc golf is flourishing right now. So be sure to pay homage, and it might even be fun to try these other wonderful sports. Okay. All right, hey, thanks everybody. Be sure to subscribe, and I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you.